Some people wait a lifetime for moments like this. Joe, finally, Heather Heat Hardy's in the house. Give me that countdown.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Get over here! Hi, I'm martial art master Daniel Pacina. You know me as the original Johnny Cage, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Reptile, and Smoke. You are tuning in to NerdCage Live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Don't miss an episode or you'll get caged. So let's finish him.
This is Anthony Marquez, better known as Kung Lao for Mortal Kombat. Make sure to like and subscribe to NerdCage Live. Be there. Us.
NerdCage Live and gaming are a perfect match.
Shoot the J, Joe.
Okay.
Shoot it.
All right.
Over on NerdCage Live on Twitch, Jay and Joe go live.
Call me Bazooka Joe.
It's all about you.
Kaboom!
Playing both old school and new school games every Tuesday night. Ooh, what a sight!
Jay, stop looking at her face and run.
But she's so beautiful.
So be sure to follow NerdCage Live on Twitch.
Run for your life, Joe. Run for your life, Joe.
Running.
Run faster. Oh no, Joe. The galaxy's doomed because of you.
To scratch your gaming itch.
Oh, nice kick, Joe.
Thank you.
Yo, that's diabolical. Wait. Yo!
That's twitch.tv/NerdCageLive.
Hey everybody, this is Dave Niebor from Dog Eat Dog, and you're watching NerdCage Live. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel. These are great guys doing what they love to do.
What's up, NerdCage Nation? It's your boy, Jay St. G.
And of course, I'm Joe from FallenOne Gaming.
Last Christmas, we did the most epic watch party marathon that was cheesy movies for charity.
And may I say, it was the most gratifying thing we've ever done on NerdCage Live.
Last year, we raised over $1,000 for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So guess what? We're doing it again.
That's right, baby.
It's charity time.
Yes, cheesy movies for charity.
Hi, I'm Leah Montalongo, the OG Sindel. Please like, subscribe to NerdCage Live.
This is Ernie C. from Body Count. You're tuned in to NerdCage. Can you like and subscribe?
Hey guys, it's the original Shao Kahn, Brian Glenn, and I'd like you to subscribe to NerdCage Live.
Greetings, citizens. You're now trapped in a nerd cage. We hope you have a smashing good time.
You are now about to witness the strength of geek knowledge. Hello and welcome. That's right. Once again, you're trapped in NerdCage Live. This channel is a celebration of all things pop culture, including boxing and MMA. Please hit that like button and subscribe. I'm your co-host, Jay St. G, certified geek, 7 days a week, coming to you live from yours truly, the land of the orange, the land of Earth Crisis, the land of Tom Cruise, of Syracuse, New York. And always among us is our moderator and troll hammer, stronger than the DK Banana Sema. You can't stop it, you can't crop it, you can't top it like a B-52 bomber. He's going to drop it. It is Joe from FallenOne Gaming. I'm going to give you the honor of introducing our special guest tonight.
All right, tonight we are proud to introduce a woman that has 24 wins and 5 knockouts in boxing and MMA from Brooklyn, New York. Everybody at NerdCage Nation, please welcome the former featherweight WBO Women's Champion, Heather Heat Hardy.
Thanks so much for coming on our little channel tonight, Heather. This means the world to us. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Joe, before we go any further, who do we got in the chat tonight?
In the chat tonight, we have Artar11, and I'm sure a ton of lurkers. Don't be afraid to show you.
Yes, if you got any questions for Heather, we will address. We will take them at the end of the show. Joe, before we go any further, we just got a lot of stuff to promote real quick. So, Joe, tomorrow on Twitch, real quick.
Yes, tomorrow on Twitch will be more of X-Men Legends.
And then Saturday, Joe.
Yes, Saturday, we go back to Super Mario RPG Remake.
And then next Wednesday, YouTube stream, our next guest.
Yes, next Wednesday will be Evan Stone, brother of Drew Stone, critically acclaimed producer at Discovery. You won't want to miss it.
And of course, December 16th, Joe, Saturday.
Yes, our Cheesy Movies for Charity 2 with Double Dragon, Samurai Cop, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Batman 1966, and Moonfall.
And then, Joe, go ahead. Plug in social media.
All right, if you want to get us on Twitter or Instagram, both handles are at @nerd_cage. Our link to our Discord is in the description. Become a member there as well. And our Facebook discussion group, that is NerdCage Nation. We love everything you guys put up there. No spoilers, no politics, and for God's sakes, keep it civil.
Absolutely. And of course, be sure to get yourself a NerdCage Live t-shirt like the one I'm wearing right now, our Rocky 3 Prediction Pain shirt. Very appropriate for tonight's stream. We also have other designs in handy, like our top-selling regular shirt with the Strength of Geek Knowledge on the back. Here's one that Heather will appreciate, our Wu-Tang design. And of course, I'm sure you've seen this design before somewhere, someplace. And of course, we got the Kaiju design, Mortal Kombat, lots more. TeePublic, link in our description. We have hoodies, we got magnets, we got tote bags, all that good stuff. Even pillows like the one over there. So be sure to get yourself a NerdCage Live t-shirt and a hoodie. Any size, any color, whether you're skinny, booty collar, fat, fuck, big or small, we love them all. Get one, you're going to love the way you look. I guarantee it. That being said, Heather Hardy.
Hi there.
I just, this is just awesome. I'm just gonna say to everybody here at NerdCage Nation that, like, you caught my attention when I saw you fight. I don't remember who your opponent was, but you were fighting under, I think under Daniel Jacobs and Big Baby Miller. You're on that card, I believe. And then I'm just like,
we have a lot of fights together.
Yeah, Brooklyn. Yeah, let's go. And I was just like, wow. This woman is like a video game character brought to life, like a Sony Mortal Kombat or Cammy from Street Fighter. I'm like, wow, this woman's really something. So that being said, let's do the easy questions. How did you get into boxing? Like, what was like the moment you decided to put on boxing gloves? We'd love to know.
Sure, I was 28. I was much later in life. I was going through a divorce, living with my sister and both of our kids, working a lot of jobs. And they opened a little karate dojo in my neighborhood. And my kid sister got me a gift certificate. Was like, go, all you do is work and sleep, you know? And within 3 weeks, I had my first fight and I won. And just been beating up girls since then.
Nice.
And I say you have a very impressive record. Like, what was it? So you got like 21 wins in 22 wins in boxing, and then you got like 3-4 knockouts.
Something like that. I don't know. I think I'm 24-3 in boxing and 2-2 in MMA.
Yes. Also, I want to personally congratulate you on your last performance. I know it was a loss, but you went toe-to-toe with Amanda Serrano, who arguably is one of the best in the world, probably next to Clarissa Shields. She's like the best. You went the full distance. The whole world was impressed. Everybody was amazed by your toughness, and you kept on going and going and going. And congratulations on a wonderful performance. And
thank you so much. Thank you.
Can you reflect on that fight? Like how like what was going through your mind through that fight and whatnot? I'd love to hear it.
Sure. I mean, it sucks. I really thought I was gonna win. I wanted to win. I wanted to win every round. I felt like it was within my reach. I was just shy of it. So it was really sad and disappointing and frustrating. And, regardless, and I'd rather have an ugly win than a pretty loss,
I hear you. And by the way, I bet $100 on you on that fight.
Oh, well, thanks. I'm sorry.
I never bet against you. Ask Joe. I bet on fights. I'm like, Heather's fight. I'm rooting for Heather. Let's go. I knew you were the underdog in that fight. I'm like, oh my gosh, but yeah. No regrets. I mean, I'm always gonna bet on you, Heather, no matter what.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, speaking of Amanda Serrano, she recently just she just fought again a couple weeks ago, and she did the 3-minute rounds. So that's gonna be my question for you: is how do you feel about women's boxing doing 3 minutes versus 2 minutes, or do you think it should stick to 2 minutes? What's your opinion on that?
Sure. There was always this debate when I was coming up in the pros, and my answer to everyone was simple. Like, they already don't pay me as much as they pay the boys. Why would I fight for an extra minute and work extra for still having less money? Boxing isn't a sport that's paid by the minute or even paid by the round. You knock someone out in 10 seconds, you still get your purse. So for me, it wasn't worth it. Amanda, it made sense because she's making millions of dollars. She's making exactly what she should. So she was in prime position to be able to take the spotlight and shine light on the fact that women's boxing still isn't equal to men's.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I completely understand that. And yeah, it just sucks that, I mean, there's a few exceptions out there, but I feel like women's boxing is severely underpaid. Yeah. And women's boxing is probably big. And women's boxing is probably the biggest it's ever been. Like, when I was younger, it really didn't feel that big. I mean, we had a few names here and there, like Layla Ali and whatnot, but like, it really wasn't until like the last 10 years where I feel like women's boxing really started to blow up, and you were a part of that movement.
For sure. It's when the girls were allowed to box in the Olympics for the first time in 2012. It really opened new doors when they came out and turned pro, and promoters and, internationally we're looking at female fighters, female boxers.
Now, I'm pretty sure you've been tossed this question before, but win or lose, what was the hardest fight you ever fought?
That's a good question. I probably got hurt the worst in the MMA fight where I broke my nose.
Oh, that was so hard to watch.
Yeah, it was hard to experience for months, too. I mean, that one sucked after. That was just like, who the hell was that, Outside of that, I'd probably say maybe even my pro debut in MMA, just because I never really did jiu-jitsu before. I had no idea what to expect. I never did it. I only trained for like a month and a half and just kind of jumped in like, let's see what happens, I was pretty scared that fight.
And if I recall, you won. You knocked her out, didn't you? Was that?
Yeah, I knocked her out that
night. That's a good transition right there. So how actually did you get into MMA? Because not everyone... It's just amazing the world we live in right now. Not everyone can make that transition from... I mean, we see more MMA fighters come into boxing. I mean, Francis Ngannou, Conor McGregor. But very rarely do we see boxers go to MMA. I know Clarissa Shields did. And you did that transition too. So how'd you get into MMA?
It was a time when women's boxing really wasn't that popular. You know, I was getting paid. I only made $20,000 for my world title win on HBO. So, you know, when you think of how little money women were making, the jump to MMA was more publicity for me. I wanted to carry fans over. I wanted the media to take notice that this pro fighter who was 18-0, making pennies, had to switch over. And I wound up doing really good in my first fight, so they kept me around for a couple of years. But you know, Bellator called me and I couldn't say no.
I totally get it. I totally get it. Now, all right. I've been aching to ask you this question, and again, feel free to say whatever you want to say. But I've watched some of your weigh-ins and whatnot, and I would just love to know what was the craziest like weigh-in or face-off you ever experienced, like where, you know, some of the banter that, you know, some of the bantering that you've had, like what was like the craziest ones? We'd love to hear some stories.
Probably the fight that I broke my nose up at Mohegan Sun for Bellator. I had weighed in with Christina and everything was normal. I made weight pretty easy that fight. One of the few fights I ever made weight easy. But the girl who I later went on to beat to win the world title, Shelly Vincent, is also a female boxer, popped up on my Bellator weigh-in calling me out for a boxing match. And I was like, shorty, get out of here. What are you doing? And she was on all the cameras trying to push her way onto the stage. I mean, she did the right thing. We got the fight on HBO, the next fight, you know, but that was pretty wild.
I mean, was it personal, or do you think it was just to sell the fight?
No, she has said publicly, you know, we're good friends now, but she said publicly she just hated me, you know, she hated me.
Yeah, well, haters are gonna hate, you know, I get it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Well,
all right, Joe, do you think we should do a little bit of a lightning round here?
Yeah, we can, I guess, start the lightning round. Why not?
All right, okay, so Heather, here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna name boxers and MMA fighters. We're just gonna name them, and we just want to get your opinion. So, Joe, pick. I don't care, Joe. Pick whatever you want on that list I gave you. So let's just kick it off, Joe. Kick it off.
All right. Well, let's start at the top. Let's start with Clarissa Shields.
Olympic gold medalist, brave fighter, undefeated, undisputed, best.
Do you want to fight her?
Even on my biggest day, I couldn't get up and weight that high to fight her. It's two totally different weight classes, like not even.
Yeah, I figure. I mean, but yeah, she's badass, and you know she's. I mean, she's like she's best in the world, and she's doing great on both sides. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll take my chances with Amanda at 125 before I go up to 150, son.
Okay. All right, Joe, pick another.
All right, how about we flip over to the other gender and let's go with Deontay Wilder.
Great puncher.
Yes.
Man, I wish I had his talent and I could one punch somebody out.
He's my absolute favorite right now. All right. Okay. Here's kind of a controversial one in the women's side here, and I definitely want to get your opinion. Abini Bridges.
Who?
Abini Bridges, the blonde bomber.
Oh, she's my girlfriend. We talk every day.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if
we text. She's from Australia, but she be sending me some crazy Instagram stuff and always like, oh, Jody, good luck, keep training. You know, like we talk every day almost.
Oh, that's cool. I know there are women in the female boxing. They hate her for reasons. So I just wanted to get your.
That ain't got nothing to do with me.
I know. I'm just like, I didn't know you two were friends. That's awesome. All right. Let's see. Okay, here's a good one because this one, because he just fought Shakur Stevenson.
Talented.
Yes.
And sometimes the more talented you are in boxing, the more criticism you get from being boring. But the truth of the matter is that this is, yes, we're performers, but on the same side of the coin, it's like boxing is a science. Boxing is an art. And if you don't appreciate the art, it's really hard to appreciate how easy you can walk out of a fight, win $1 million, and piss everyone off, but he ain't got no black and blues on his face, no scratches, no nothing. He goes straight to the bank.
I don't know. I'm hoping that we get to see him and Tank Davis in the ring together, because that's really the fight we all want to see. All right, Joe, you pick one. Pick another.
What? I'm gonna go off list, Jay.
Okay.
Just because of the fact that I know you hate this guy. Tyson Fury.
Who? Oh no, I don't hate Tyson Fury.
No,
I don't hate him at all.
No, I hate him. I don't like him.
Oh no, I really respect his battles with sobriety and stuff, and how he talks about having to fight for his family, for his honor, for his life, for his heart. I relate to that guy so much. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't think he's the best fighter technically, but I like who he is as a representative of boxing in the sport.
All right, so I'm glad you kind of brought that name up, Joe, because I want to transition to that real quick. So that Francis Ngannou Tyson Fury fight, who do you think won?
Tyson Fury won.
Okay. I personally don't think he won.
Let me explain something to you.
Yes.
When somebody enters a fight and does better than you think he's gonna do, everyone's like, "Wow, he should have won." No, he didn't. He did better than you thought. It doesn't mean that he boxed better. He did better than everybody thought. And he probably could beat other heavyweights in the boxing division and make his way up and maybe one day beat Tyson Fury. But let's also be honest, the politics of boxing. Tyson Fury made a couple million to fight an MMA guy whose technique is nowhere in the realm of what he is. So he didn't really have to train, go crazy. Feel me? Like, you gotta understand the business of boxing before you look at what you want to see on TV.
Is it fair to say, I would definitely want your opinion, is it fair to say that Tyson didn't look quite up to par as we normally have seen him in the past?
I think if Tyson, I think we watched Tyson beat Deontay Wilder how many times? 3?
Twice, because the first one was a tie.
Okay, so it's a draw and 2 wins. So you know what? If he went in the ring with that guy and did 3 fights and came out and won twice, he's not as bad as you might think or he looks, right? And I only know that because a lot of people said I was dirt before they got in the ring and had to fight me. So it's like, you can't really knock on something you don't know. If you ask a professional, I would say that Tyson Fury probably didn't train as hard as he had to, knowing that it wasn't going to be as hard as Deontay Wilder. And he got by with just what it was, selling tickets, making some money for boxing, and that's it.
All right. No, very well said. I'm glad you elaborated on that. I'm going to throw another name at you on that same coin, and we'll definitely talk about Alexander Usyk.
Sure. I think he's a great fighter. Tough as hell. I can't really think of who he fought. I'm being honest.
Well, he moved up. Well, he beat Anthony Joshua twice.
Yeah, and so that's why he's a good boxer. He moved up in weight. He could fight.
Do you think he can beat Fury?
I don't know. I kind of feel like Fury's too big for him, if I'm being honest.
That's a fair assessment. My thing is, I feel like if Usyk can handle the power of Anthony Joshua, he can handle the power of Tyson Fury. If Usyk can outmove him, outmaneuver, and outbox him and avoid a knockout, I think he can win. I don't know if Usyk's got the capability of knocking out a large man like Fury, but I think he can win, and I hope he does win. I am going to be blunt about it. I hope he does win. I would love to see Usyk be undisputed. Go throw another name at you. Canelo Alvarez.
One of the greatest. You can't discount him.
Absolutely.
Definitely, people got a lot to say, but that's a guy who's making a ton of money, and you don't make a ton of money not knowing how to make a ton of money. So he did it right. He used his boxing game from when he was little. And look what he did for himself and his family. Hats off, man. I wish.
Shout out to us. I'm half Mexican, by the way. So Keeping in the Mexican realm, Andy Ruiz.
Sure, he came through in New York City and took that heavyweight title. He'll always be remembered for that, no matter what.
Oh yeah, that was an amazing night.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, you were there that night?
No, I wasn't there. I was watching. I'm from New York, we all seen the fight.
Oh yeah, I was watching that shit. I remember I ran downstairs screaming like, Dad, the champ is down. And my dad looked at me like, what the fuck? My dad was half asleep. I'm like running down the stairs all excited like, Dad, the champ is down. And then I was talking shit to my buddy because he loves Anthony Joshua. I'm like, dude, this Ruiz guy's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. Oh, that was really something. All right. How about?
I do have a question here, but it's not going to be like part of the lightning round. It's more just a well-rounded. I'll format the question like this. Who is your favorite legendary, now retired boxer?
That's a good question. I'll be honest, I never really watched old boxing before because I was never a boxing fan. I'm just really a fighter who used boxing to make some money, so I never really was a boxing fan. Just recently, my boyfriend has got into watching old Sugar Ray fights, and I'd never really watched him before. And he got a beautiful left body shot that I've been practicing at the gym for about 2 weeks. So I'm kind of in my Sugar Ray craze right now, just because my boyfriend been having him on the TV before we go to sleep.
Oh, definitely watch the movie. It's really good because it relates to Sugar Ray's Hands of Stone, the Roberto Duran story.
The Roberto Duran story, yeah. Because he had me watch, my boyfriend had on, it was the Tommy Hearns ones, the Roberto Duran, and Hagler fights. We've been watching all of them, studying them.
Definitely one of the best to ever do it. Yeah, that was a good question because I think Shay had that similar question.
Yeah, that's why I agreed.
Okay. Now, there's a big fight coming up. I definitely want your opinion on. Demetrius Andrade and David Benavidez. Thanksgiving. I think it's this
I don't think anybody beats Andrade. I don't think anybody beats Boo-Boo. And I said it. You heard it here first.
Okay.
He's one of the greatest. And he got stuck in a bad contract or whatever happened. I really didn't follow the whole thing, so you can't quote me. But I just know it was like, man, that was one of the best fighters. So he comes out, he's like an Andre Ward, real quiet, but they ain't no doubt he's winning his fights.
I think Benavidez is going to win.
Me and you do not have the same opinion on everything.
I know, that's all good. That's why it's NerdCage. We this is not an echo chamber. It's NerdCage. We love doing this shit. I just believe David Benavidez is the most dangerous fighter. I think his knockout power is insane. I mean, I much rather see him fight
you just saw him do good on TV. You just saw him, so it's like, hey, that guy's really good. When was the last time you seen Boo-Boo?
I mean, I've rarely watched his fights, honestly. I've seen Benavidez fight. I've watched him, and I saw his fight against Caleb Plant, and I just, even though I think he could have done better that fight, I think Canelo's ducking him. I really think so. That's the kind of fight I want to see. So I feel like this fight, whoever wins this fight, and again, I believe Benavidez will win, but whoever wins that fight should fight Canelo next. Winner should.
Yeah, that sounds fair. That totally sounds fair. I'd love to see Boo-Boo fight Canelo.
Yes. So.
I noticed that there's obviously two sides to any fighting. There's the physical fighting part of it and the prowess, and then there's the entertainment value. And I think that's pretty much what Jay's got wrapping around in his head is all the entertainment he gets from it. But at the same time, I can't be a hypocrite because my steep with boxing is mostly around the legends and everything. I mean, we're an earshot away from Canastota, which is where the Boxing Hall of Fame is. Sure. So all these greats run through, and it just sticks in your mind. And I've met Oscar De La Hoya and stuff like that. So I mean, they stick with you. And I mean, the last boxing match that I got super excited for wasn't even a true match, and it was an exhibitionist match, and it was the Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. fight.
Sure. Well, see, boxing has turned so political. It was where, just like I said, me and my boyfriend have been watching the Sugar Ray fights, and they fought everybody. There was no promotional worries. There was no let's hype it up on social media for 6 months. It was like, nah, they would pop off at one fight and that would be the next fight. Like, yeah, bet next fight, a couple months later, the two of them would be fighting, and boxing fans got to be excited. It's really not the fighter's fault, to be honest with you, because you have people who are so into this from the entertainment value that the promoters and the people behind the scenes are pushing for all this like extravagant social media stuff, where you have people like me and you who just, like, you love the sport, you respect the sport, right? Like it's not entertainment. Boxing is beautiful when it's done properly, but it's the entertainment that sold it, and that's why fighters aren't making money, because of what it is now as opposed to 20 years ago.
Yeah, and that was kind of another question that I was kind of going to get to, is were you ever did somebody try to ever push you into the entertainment portion of it? Like, did you ever get wrapped up in that? Maybe I hate to say this because this isn't really boxing, but from a WWE standpoint of it, you know what I mean?
For sure. Like, my promoter, Lou DiBella, used to tell me all the time, like, we need you to promote the fight, start a fight with this girl, and I'll tell him all the time, no, like, that compromises who I am. It's such a big deal for an athlete when you put yourself in the public eye to put forth an image that mirrors who you are in real life. So there's never a conflict, right? Like, I'm not going to pretend to be this big mouth badass when I'm quiet and sweet, that's not. So when someone approaches me at a fight and they push me, then I can't do anything about it for me. And I'm not going to go out and pretend to be really shy and then be this animal. So to call someone out of their name just went against who I was as an advocate for women's sports, as a mother, right? Like, just as someone in general, I would never say, that girl can't fight, I want to fight you. That just wasn't me, and I wouldn't compromise myself for that.
Yeah, that's very. I can respect that. That's very inspirational. So thank you.
Yes, absolutely. I got one more name I'm going to throw at you, and then we'll ask you the fun question, the non-boxing, the fun question, the Heather questions, and I'm sure the chat's ready for those too. So I'm a little angry what the WBC just did to this man. I think he got stripped of one of his titles, but I think he's the best fighter in the world. In boxing, MMA, across all weight classes, and that's Terrence Bud Crawford.
We have one thing in common.
There we go.
That's our one thing.
Yes.
Yeah. He is my current favorite fighter, like my favorite pro. I think he's the most well-rounded, talented, technical, inside the ring, out of the ring, just completely the best fighter there is out there. And when I saw they stripped him as one of his belts, and he didn't make too much fuss about it, like, he can get that back anytime he wants. Everybody knows who that belt belongs to.
Exactly. I was going to say, we all know, everybody knows he's the best in the world. He proved it. He laid Errol Spence the fuck out. And I'm sorry, I was so happy.
At the end of the day, though, Boots Ennis gets a nice payday because Terrence is gonna have to fight him. So you kind of gotta, at the other point, you kind of gotta go, like, he's gonna help another person. Yeah. Like when Amanda gave me our last fight, she didn't have to. It wasn't a mandatory for her to challenge, but she knew that her promotional company was gonna pay for an opponent. So she said, come on, I got you, girl. You know what I mean? Like, she did me a solid. That's kind of like what it looked like happened. He's just getting a solid. He getting a nice little paycheck. Because even if Boots puts on a fantastic performance against Crawford and loses the belt, he has so many opportunities to go forward.
And I think it's what will happen. I don't think Boots can beat Bud. Nobody can. But I will say this, I'm sure Boots will put on a better show than Spence did. I'll say that right now.
Well, you know what? He has that example to fight to not be, at least, right? Like, he has that example to say, if I can do better than that, the fans will at least remember a better fight out of this opponent. So I feel like everything is going in his favor, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, and one more thing about Terrence, along the lines of Bud Crawford too, is after that Spence fight, it made me appreciate Sean Porter a little bit more, because I thought, even though Sean Porter didn't win the fights he wanted to win before he retired, I thought Sean Porter, all things considering, I know his dad threw in the towel, and I think his dad publicly humiliated him personally, but like, I thought Sean Porter put on a much better fight against Bud than Errol Spence did. And it made me appreciate Sean Porter even more as a fighter after we saw that performance, you know, with Bud and Spence. So shout out to Sean Porter.
Porter tough as hell. He's tough.
Yeah. Yes, and I'm happy for his new career at Pro Box TV. I'm really happy for his post-boxing career. All right, that being said, Heather, so NerdCage Live, we typically like to ask in our audience, you know, we like to ask like the quote-unquote nerdy questions. So for starters, we'll do a couple easy ones here. So for starters, and these are common questions we like to ask all of our guests. Favorite movie, and it doesn't have to be just one, but name some of your favorite movies. We'd love to know.
Gotta be Goodfellas, Bronx Tale. I'm not really a movie watcher. My boyfriend watches all the movies, and he has me watching movies. I like 50 First Dates.
There we go.
But I would say Goodfellas, Bronx Tale, and what's the other one? What's the other stupid movie? Babe, what's that stupid movie you hate that I like? I don't even know.
Okay, same realm. What about TV? Any TV shows you watch?
I mean The Sopranos, but everybody watches that, right? Like I'll rerun and just do season 2 out of nowhere. I was really into the Wu-Tang show on Hulu for a while because one of my students was in it, so I was super into that. I had the posters on my wall and everything. And Law and Order SVU. I'm a geek. I'm a nerd like that. Like I'm a Law and Order binge watcher.
There we go.
Favorite Wu-Tang album?
36 Chambers. I mean, isn't that everybody's?
Let's go. I've seen the Wu-Tang 5 times, so I'm a diehard fan here. In fact, that Hulu show you just talked about, real funny. Our most watched video on our channel, we got 25,000 views when me and my former co-host Mark were talking about the Wu-Tang show and how that first season ended on the cliffhanger there with them in the studio. Like, that was our #1 watched video on the channel. So I'm always grateful for that show.
It's a good one, and one of my students was on it, so I got all the inside info. I was so into that.
That is so freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's dope.
All right, Joe, I know you got questions. I already know what you're going to ask, so ask away.
Before I jump into my questions, Shay has one that he wants to pretty much, impress you with, I guess, Jay.
Yep.
He wants to know what Heather's favorite, if she's a fan of the Rocky movies, and what her favorite is.
I never saw them.
Okay.
Wow!
I never saw the Rocky movie.
Okay.
I saw the latest one. I saw the latest one when he was an old man, only because Gleason sent me to some event and they played it.
Nice.
The only thing, you have a awesome opportunity to watch some great movies whenever you have a chance.
Fair.
So there you
Plus,
go.
It's perfect timing because the first movie takes place on Thanksgiving. So now is the perfect time to watch Rocky.
While I'm cooking.
Now, we usually ask if any of our guests are gamers, and what your favorite games are, and we'll even go even further and say, what are your favorite fighting games?
I don't game at all.
Okay.
I'm an old lady. I'm from before the generation of gaming, so that's it's a different.
You're not old.
Yeah, I'm a little old.
Well, the good thing about gaming is it's never.
We know. Listen, it makes sense. We know you train. We know you train hard. We know that you train hard and whatnot. So.
Yeah, I never seen the Rocky movies. Don't be asking me. I know games.
No, it's all good. We know but we definitely appreciate your perspective on that. Now, all right, because I know you're from Brooklyn, so I gotta ask. So I know we already established you're a Wu-Tang fan. What's some of your other favorite music? You know, I know you're into rap. What other music?
Oh my gosh. I love music, and I can honestly say I love all kinds of music because my playlist will go from like Mary J. Blige in the 80s to like,
Nice.
you know, Hall & Oates, and then pop back to like Wu-Tang, and then come back to like Patti LaBelle. It's all over the place. Like, I just appreciate music. So if I hear something and I like it, add it to the playlist.
Nice.
Now, since you're from Brooklyn, I gotta ask: are you a fan of Biohazard or Typo Negative or Life of Agony?
I know what none of those are.
Wow!
Totally old. Is that an old thing or is that a what?
No. They're from Brooklyn. That's why I was asking. They're bands that I listen. They're bands that I listen to that are from Brooklyn, and you know they've been around a while. So, all right. No, all good. Let's see. Biggie Smalls fan?
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. I mean, it's not even just Brooklyn. It's the time, you know, the age, growing up. I grew up in it, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Now, question: have you, since you're from Brooklyn, have you fought at the what the fuck's that place called? It's not Madison Square Garden. Barclays Center. Have you fought at the Barclays Center before?
Yeah, I was the first girl to ever box at the Barclays Center, and I did 7 fights there.
Nice.
They called me the first lady of Brooklyn boxing.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now, have you ever? Okay, here's a good one for. Have you ever fought at Turning Stone in upstate New York?
No.
Okay. No, that's because that's like the closest boxing venue to where we're from.
Right.
Now, kind of going shifting away back to, I wanted to ask you: do you have any fights coming up?
Nothing on paper yet. I know there are a few opportunities for me next year, so I'm not retired. I'm still training. I'm still working out. I've just been told to kind of hold the post for the end of the year that new contracts will be out, you know, February, August. So trying not to get too fat.
Okay, is it going to be boxing or MMA?
I don't really know yet. I don't know yet. I just I'm not really a question asker when I'm told not to. So if somebody says, you know, we'll talk after the new year, stay in shape, it really just means don't go over 150 pounds and we'll chat after the new year. So I know that I'm going to be busy.
Yes.
We don't know what yet.
Al, maybe I'm going to ask this question. Is there any fighters on your wish list?
No, and I never had fighters on my wish list. I mean, the world titles were always like important to me, but at the end of my career, I just want to put on good fights, make some decent money, and whoever's available. Like I bounce within 3 weight classes: 125, 130, 135, and 2 sports. So, you know, I'll find somebody, right?
What? Okay, I actually want to ask you that. What is like your most comfortable weight to fight in? Like, what weight class are you most comfortable with, or you think you fight at your best at?
It's funny. I fought most of my career at 121 and 126. Fought a couple fights at 135. I've never fought at 130, though I really feel like that is the best weight class for me. 126 is a brutal cut, and 135 is not hard enough for me. So I really believe that 130 is where I need to be.
Okay.
Nice.
Now, just for the chat, everybody, the bar is closing soon, so this is your last chance to get questions in. The bar is closing.
Last call.
Last call for questions. So,
and while they're thinking of questions, I do have one. Who are the most well-known fighters that you are closest to?
Like current fighters?
Yeah, that are like close in your circle.
Well, none are close in my circle. Let me clarify, and I just say that because I'm going to be put on air. People are going to write this down, and I want it to sound right. I have a lot of friendly faces and people who I love in boxing. There are so many that I can name to you because boxing is such a small community, and we all either came up together on the circuit, we trained together, we sparred together, we talked to each other. So love or hate us, like for me to say like who are my close friends and then not mention some people, it's a funny thing. My close friends are my sister, my brother, my boyfriend, my daughter. Outside of that, everyone is just a friend. But I have no enemies in boxing, and everyone is my friend. I mean, you know, the girls who are retired now, Ronica Jeffrey, Alicia Ashley, Melissa St. Phil, Belinda Laraquente, Melissa Hernandez, those girls are former world champions in boxing, and were my sparring partners coming up. So from the Golden Gloves to my world title, these are the girls who came in and, you know, beat me up and made me get better and made me who I am. So I guess if I have to say my friends in the boxing community, it would definitely be those girls. Amanda Serrano, my sparring partner since 2012. 2012, when I first turned pro, Jordan said, come on, I got to get you in the gym. I want to see what you do, you know. That's a friend.
Nice.
Awesome.
I think
all right, we do got a couple good questions here, Joe. If you want to get the one from Scott there, I already know the answer to this one, but ask anyway.
Scott asks, fan of any professional team sports, football, basketball, etc.
New York Yankees, baby. I bleed pinstripes.
Yes, nice. Let's go. Favorite Yankee player of all time?
Bernie Williams, center fielder, 51.
I love Bernie Williams. I loved him. My great grandfather was
a true gentleman, and who I modeled myself after as a professional fighter. I want people to look at me like they look at Bernie Williams.
Hell of a guitar player too.
Not me.
Well, he actually played. Cool story. He actually did the national anthem right here in Syracuse on guitar at the.
I was there when he did it at the Yankee Stadium. He was at Yankee Stadium and he did the national anthem on the guitar, and I was there that day.
Yeah, no, I love that whole squad. Bernie Williams, Derek Jeter, Tino Martinez,
Tino Martinez,
Wade Boggs at the end of his career. Like, yeah, that was the Yankees I got into because again, my great grandfather got me into the Yankees. So now, do you have a basketball or football team?
No.
No? Okay.
No, I'm always gonna cheer for New York because that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
And that's where all my friends would be fans of, you know? But no, I never really followed basketball or football.
Okay.
I think we may have already covered this, but I'll ask it again because I don't think this person may have heard you. Scheming Man.
That's my roommate, Paul. Shout out to Paul.
He has a favorite MMA fighter, current or in history?
Well, I never said my favorite current MMA fighter. I would say, I would be honest, I'm not really, I never really watched MMA very much, like, you know, even before I fought it. So I don't really know the history, and I might say a name or two names that make you feel like, ew, bitch, but I know them people. So I will say that. I mean, Leah McCourt, she's about to fight for Cyborg and Bellator. She just won her last fight. I mean, she's a single mom from Belfast. And I've known her for a couple of years, following her career. I know her heart, her style. I love that girl. I guess an MMA fighter, a boy MMA fighter. If I had to pick a male MMA fighter, I'd probably say Aljamain Sterling. And it's funny because he calls himself a fight nerd. He was my MMA, my jiu-jitsu and wrestling coach when I fought MMA. And he would always say, like, I'm a real fight nerd because he likes to pick everything apart and like dissect it and then try to teach it to you how to do it.
Nice.
All right. Oh, you get that one from Shay there. That's a good one.
Yeah. Shay asks, were you ever a fan of pro wrestling? And if so, did you have any favorites?
I never followed or watched pro wrestling. I've been asked a few times by Johnny Rods at Gleason's to come join the team, but nothing promising yet. So I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
There we go. Well, Heather, this has been absolutely terrific. So we're going to drop a bombshell on you because this is the question we ask everybody. But we're going to wrap things up here pretty soon. But we just love to ask you, first of all, thank you for spending time with us today. We would love to have you back sometime on NerdCage Live. So that being said, would you ever consider coming back on NerdCage Live for more discussions?
Oh, I'll tell you what. When I get my next fight announcement, I'm going to send y'all a message so you have me on right away. You can help me promote the fight.
Let's go.
Sure.
Let's go. You heard it, people. You heard it. Heather is not done fighting. She's gonna fight again, and when she does, she's hopping right back on.
You guys are gonna announce it for me. Yes.
Yes, let's go. And listen, if you are fighting in like the tri-state area, I promise you, me and Joe will be there. We will be there.
I will have T-shirts for you and everything.
Nice.
Let's go. Let's fucking go. Heather,
for sure.
Thank you so much again. You are my all-time favorite female fighter and female athlete. Like this means like the world to me. I was a nervous wreck, Joe. I was a nervous wreck for weeks upon weeks, but this has been so awesome, and I'm gonna look back at tonight very, very fondly. So thank you so much for
making
this dude's dream come true. It really means the world to me.
Of course.
That being said, Heather, we'll give you the floor for a second. If there's any message. Oh, she bounced. That's okay. That's okay. We're wrapping up anyway. Hold on. I'm gonna have to technical difficulty. I can't really fix this right now. All right. So anyway, guys, Joe, let's just promote whatever we got promote here. So Joe, tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow we will be doing more X-Men Legends on Twitch.
Yes, that is twitch.tv/NerdCageLive. And Joe, Saturday.
Yes, Saturday we go back to Super Mario RPG Remake.
Yes, that's twitch.tv/NerdCageLive. That'll be Saturday. Saturday we'll probably start around 4 o'clock till about 8 o'clock because I got to work that night. Joe, next week.
Next week, we will have an exclusive interview with critically acclaimed Discovery producer Evan Stone, who is the brother of Drew Stone.
Yes, so that'll be Wednesday, the 29th, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Be there for that. And then finally, Joe, Saturday, December 16th.
Yes, our Cheesy Movies for Charity 2, where we'll be raising $2,000. You heard it, $2,000 for St. Jude, with movies such as Double Dragon, Samurai Cop, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, Batman 1966, and Moonfall.
Yes. And finally, let's see here. We'll do more God of War at some point, guys. Who knows when. Joe's on vacation pretty soon, so we'll have extra time to probably dig out some old games here. As well as Resident Evil 5, some DLC here. And who knows when I'll get back to Hades. I've been so busy with so much stuff with Joe Blow and everything here. But hey, thank you to everybody. So Joe, just go ahead and plug social media here.
All right, if you want to get us on Twitter or Instagram, both handles are @nerd_cage. Our link to our Discord is in the description. Become a member there as well. And our Facebook discussion group. That is NerdCage Nation. We love everything you guys put up there. No spoilers, no politics, and for God's sake,
Joe,
civil.
put a placeholder in real quick. That'll fix the screen. Yeah, hang on, guys. We're just Joe's gonna put a placeholder in. That'll bring us back to where you can actually see us. Hang on, quick. Hang on, guys. Bear with us here, because we'll just wrap things up here. But I want to get the screen back to where it should be. Doopy doopy doop, doopy doopy doop. Also, just want to shout out to Heather one last time. Thanks. She was an awesome guest. We cannot wait to have her back on. Oh, there we go. Perfect. This will fix the screen. And bear with us. Okay, boom. All right, good. Cool. We fixed it.
Here you go.
Boom. There we go, guys. There we go. Now we're back in business. So, all right. Be sure to pick up yourself a NerdCage Live t-shirt. Like I said, any size, any color included. This one that I'm wearing right now. Hang on. I'm going to highlight my screen here. Boom. Get yourself a Rocky t-shirt. More designs on the way. Again, any size, any color, right for your skinny, booty collar, fat fuck, big or small, we love them all. So for now, we please ask you to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and spread that shit like MMA and boxing. Let's go. So USA from yours truly, Syracuse, New York, Brooklyn, New York, to all of our friends from around the world at NerdCage Live. Enjoy life. Stay safe. Eat your vegetables. Do your push-ups. Go to the gym. All that good stuff. And good night. We'll see you tomorrow on Twitch.
Good Night.
7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Thank you very much, everybody. And stick around for our awesome promos and get trapped in the cage. What's up, NerdCage Nation? It's your boy, Jay St. G.
And of course, I'm Joe from FallenOne Gaming.
Last Christmas, we did the most epic watch party marathon that was cheesy movies for charity.
And may I say, it was the most gratifying thing we've ever done on NerdCage Live.
Last year, we raised over $1,000 for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So guess what? We're doing it again.
That's right, baby.
It's charity time.
Yes, Cheesy Movies for Charity 2 will be right here on youtube.com/@NerdCage Live on Saturday, December 16th, starting at noon Eastern Standard Time. So Joe, kick this shit off.
Starting at noon, we will watch Double Dragon, which is currently streaming on Tubi.
And at 2 p.m., we will watch Samurai Cop, which is also streaming on Tubi.
At 4 p.m., it's Garbage Day. Yes, we will watch Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, which is currently on YouTube.
And at 6 p.m., it will be Joe's first time as we watch the 1966 Batman movie with Adam West, available on HBO Max.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
And for the finale at 8 p.m., we will end on the highest note with Moonfall, available on HBO Max.
For this year, once again, we'll be working with St. Jude's, and we are going to set the initial goal for $1,000. We can do it.
When the watch party starts, there will be a link in the description where you can donate. Progress will be shown on stream.
The first 5 people who donate at least $100 will get a free NerdCage Live t-shirt of their choice at our merch store.
Once we hit our goal of $1,000 for St. Jude's, we will give away a NerdCage Live hoodie from our merch store because it's wintertime and it's our way of saying thank you.
Finally, if we get to at least $2,000 for St. Jude's Children's Hospital, I will cut my hair off and donate it.
St. Jude's is our favorite charity, and we are so excited to be working with them once again.
Thanks a lot, NerdCage Nation. We will see you Saturday, December 16th.
NerdCage Live and gaming are a perfect match.
Shoot the J, Joe.
Okay.
Shoot it!
All right.
Over on NerdCage Live on Twitch, Jay and Joe go live.
Call me Bazooka Joe.
It's all about you.
Kaboom! Playing both old school and new school games every Tuesday night. Ooh, what a sight!
Jay, stop looking at her face and run.
But she's so beautiful.
So be sure to follow NerdCage Live on Twitch.
Run for your life, Joe. Run for your life, Joe.
Running.
Run faster. Oh no, Joe, the galaxy's doomed because of you.
To scratch your gaming itch.
Oh, nice kick, Joe.
Thank you.
Yo, that's diabolical. Wait. Yo!
That's twitch.tv/NerdCage Live.
Ooh, trying to get out of the nerd cage, are ya? Well, before you go, hit that subscribe button. And if you're really intrigued, ring that bell. Thank you for dropping by. Until next time, tell everyone you know about NerdCage Live! Ah!